Once upon a time, in a fabulous fashion land called Paris, a child named Christian was born. Little Christian was quite the artist, sketching his favourite shoes until his hands could draw no more. And when the townsfolk would ask him what he wanted to do when he grew up, little Christian would proclaim, "I want to make beautiful shoes." As time went on, Christian became curious about the world, and so one day he climbed upon his trusted steed and set out on an adventure. On his quest, he heard the sound of singing coming through the trees and arrived at a palace made entirely of gingerbread. "What is this marvellous place?" he asked. A terrifying giant guarding the door answered in a loud, booming voice, "Young man, this is a place of music, dance and revelry. Won't you come in?" Intrigued, young Christian stepped inside. There he met a portrait maker named Helmut, a philosopher called Roland, and Grace, a mistress of music, who did a circus act draped on a Harley-Davidson horse. But the most ravishing of all was a maiden called Lulu, who danced all night with the resident Prince Charming, Eve. The next day, Christian resumed his travels, and soon he arrived at the Folies Bergère, a magical place filled with enchanting creatures who could dance and thrill beyond young Christian's wildest dreams. Bewitched, he crept in and hid in the dark, watching in awe. He longed for the powers to be able to make the magnificent slippers these creatures danced in, and suddenly something amazing happened. There was a burst of light, and a fairy godmother appeared. "Don't be alarmed," said the fairy godmother. "My name is Hélène de Mortemart, and you shall go to the shoemaker's ball." And with a flick of her magic wand, Christian became the best shoe model maker in the land. One day, as Christian was riding through the forest, he came across a princess crying in the woods. "What is your name?" he asked the sad damsel. "Caroline," she answered. "I have come all the way from Monaco, and I lost my slippers along the way." And so, Christian reached into his satchel and pulled out the glass slippers that he had made that very morning. "My, what beautiful ruby soles they have!" exclaimed the princess. "All the better to dance in," Christian replied. News quickly spread throughout the kingdom of a handsome knight who saved a shoeless damsel. Soon, other maidens came calling, and Christian's exquisite creations were the talk of kingdoms all around the globe, with Christian and all the beautiful, well-heeled maidens living happily ever after.